back. Now with us this afternoon, we have a very special guest from Bellpost Hill. We have the lovely Jennifer Cromarty. Afternoon, Jen.
Hi, pleased to be here.
Thank you for coming out this afternoon. I know you have to sort of shoot back to Bellpost. Oh no, you got to buy this week, so that's cool. You don't have to go anywhere.
I'm very relaxed.
Which is very good. So we were talking just a bit earlier, Jen. You are new to Bellpost Hill this year.
Yeah, so I filled in a bit last year, so I can tell you a bit about that, but it was more late in the season and they qualified me both for A and B.
So come from where?
GFL, so a bit of a history there. Originally Newtown Chilwell.
Okay.
And there were some changes there that you might be aware of
Yes,
that changed the GFL a little bit, and so I went for a bit of a wander to West and then Leopold.
Oh gosh, have you been all over the shop already?
I have.
Oh,
Yes.
excellent.
Yes.
So tell us, Jen, as you said, you played a bit of B grade, played a bit of A grade. Bellpost Hill the last couple of weeks have been a bit off the around the shop, I'd say. You know, in the last couple of weeks you've dropped a bit. I know you've had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, it's a problem.
So just tell us a bit about what's happening out there.
Yeah.
Explain to everyone what's happening at Bellpost Hill.
Yeah, no problem. So I'll just put into context, I'm the B grade coach, but I'm also playing A grade and trying to help out with a bit of assist coach in A as well. So this season's been pretty fraught with injury. So it started, I could blame the woes of Bellpost Hill on myself in the sense that I've come back in a little bit recently. But at the beginning of the season, I was injured and Nikki Slavin was injured, so we brought in a couple of players to fill in who may come back now and qualify. Since then, we've had Beck Thompson, who's our key goal attack, break her wrist in the North Geelong game.
And she was so pivotal to that Bellpost Hill team because she's a fantastic bowler.
She is, and she's just got such a strong body, and Beck's someone I've got to know really well and worked with her actually just off the court as well, just with some structures. So losing her, you lose a bit of leadership as well because Nikki's quite young and we've got quite a few new players coming in A grade. So when you said what's been happening of late, I've had to play goal attack, so I could take all the blame for that.
Open arms.
Thank you.
Open arms.
Thank you.
Really.
Thank you. Yes, and I have to say I've got a bit more experience than others. I'm not a young player, but I have been playing defence this year for Bellpost Hill. So
is that your preferred position? Defence,
I don't have a preferred.
No
prefered position. I think.
So centre even.
Look, I'll have to say I have had to do that from time to time. I'm not fit is probably my issue at the moment.
So don't tell anyone that.
Well, no, in terms of centre, obviously a different fitness to a goalkeeper.
Absolutely.
So I'm not saying goalkeepers aren't fit, but it's a different fitness. So, all I will say is that coming in from playing a keeper position into a goal attack position is a big change. And I think it's just, as I said to Kerry, getting a bit of game time under my belt. As a player, I feel like I can play defence and jump on, and I know kind of what my role is. Goal attack is so much about everyone else and the structures, not that defence isn't as much, but certainly in this team I thought it's going to maybe take a little bit longer, but I have been enjoying it. It's just been tough coming on a North Geelong game, very tight. Only lost by 3. We were ahead most of the game, and then
you were up all game.
We were up, yeah.
And then you dropped.
It was just in the last 5 minutes, really, and
sorry to interrupt, Jennifer.
That's all right.
Nikki Slavin play as well against
she did.
North Geelong,
had a
being her old.
Had an absolute cracker. I walked off the court and thought she was an absolute superstar that game. So me coming in a goal attack, I just tried to feed her as much as I could. With, I think the coach from the other team was quite adamant that he was going to double team Nikki, and that put some pressure on me, which I took with open arms. I was quite invigorated by his make the goal attack shoot. So I thought, no, we'll keep working through that. But outstanding game by Nikki.
Because she's only a young player, and really to come against an old side's a really difficult job. So she's obviously mentally strong as well.
Yeah, she did. She really came up, and I think that's only going to be something that she can improve on. And as I said to the team, it's like I'm going to have loads of improvement in me at my age. So I think it's just about getting her a bit more comfortable with slightly different setup now without Beck.
Yeah.
Hopefully Beck will be back though, so we'll see.
Now, coaching B grade, playing A grade.
Yes.
How does that go? I know myself, I coach and play myself, and I'm playing B grade and coaching A grade. She dropped herself. I dropped myself.
I know.
I dropped myself.
I know.
When B grade were looking to make finals.
No comment about that. I haven't done it.
So how do you go with that on the Saturday? I mean, I find it very challenging. How do you cope with it?
Well, originally it was going to be a co-coach B grade situation, but Kate Kroger, who was the co-coach, has had some illnesses herself, so I ended up taking that on full time. So the plan was that we'd have the 2 co-coach, that Kate would play B, I'd play A, and between us we'd be able to make that work, but unfortunately she's been unwell, so The difficulty has been that I've been now starting A, which in the past I've been coming on maybe at quarter time. That was the plan.
So you had the time to
So I was a
warm up.
pinch hitter, impact player.
Yeah.
So now it's just in the last few weeks it has been difficult. But I think B grade are a really mature set. They've played together for a long time.
Were you on the ladder, Jen?
Top of the ladder.
Excellent.
Yep.
And Lauren Burley, she's coaching B grade.
Sorry.
Lauren Burley's coaching.
No,
sorry,
she's playing.
Captain.
Captain, yes.
captain,
So Burls.
God, she's
Lauren-
been
going
going
well.
years, that one.
She's
Lars,
looking
you've been around
great.
for years.
She's looking very fit though.
Yeah, she is. She's done a lot of work this year to get fit, and same with Erin Burke. And I think our won't talk about B grade too much, other than I think they've come together beautifully, and we've got a few tricks up our sleeve yet.
It's good.
Yeah,
This time of
that's
the year.
great.
But the balance is very difficult. But I don't have the issue of putting myself on that team as much.
Yeah.
So that would be a really big balancing act.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, you're sitting fifth on the ladder at the present point in time with a couple of those losses. Your run home is going to be really tight because you have 2 hard games in Thompson and Inverleigh. And East Geelong.
And East.
And you've got Belmont too. So supposedly you got 2 and 2, 2 for 2 there. But sitting high on or hot on your tail is North Geelong, who have actually probably got 3 wins to 1 loss. So
Not much percentage between the two.
not much, no, not much at all. In actual fact, if North Geelong had have won the game technically, but against Anarchy, they probably would have been in the 5, Jen.
Yeah.
So how are you going to go about that? Like, especially concentrating on, especially trying to get a win out of the other 2 teams that you might get close to.
Look, I think
hard.
one game at a time, and I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I think just with what we're facing, it depends on who we can maybe bring in just to help us.
And it depends on the injuries too. Who's coming
Correct,
back.
absolutely. So I look at it and think I wouldn't rule out beating Inverleigh, and I wouldn't rule out beating Thompson. I actually am looking at Belmont and East coming up as being much stronger than we first saw you at the beginning of the season. So
She's only saying that because you're sitting beside her.
And she's heard my nickname.
She doesn't want to bruise. Yeah.
we watch closely. So
So when you say that, Jen, so that's, you look at other girls you were saying to step into A grade from B grade. They aren't locked in. You've had a bit of
no, it'd be from
movement,
people who
or
filled
from-
in potentially earlier in the year,
Yeah.
and that's up to Kerry. So Kerry's obviously the coach, and she'll be having conversations with some people to come and help us. We've also got a player overseas who's due to come back, Sarah
Who's that?
Gilchrist. Sarah Gilchrist.
Right.
And
there
how
we
do
go.
you find that that goes with the rest of the team? Like, if that's your position and you lose that to somebody that's coming in that played at the start of the season, or do you think that there's a little bit of animosity, a little bit of, or do you think that
Trying to
it's-
say, is that fair?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Because I know I've been in that situation. I've been the one that's been booted to the bench, and it's not much fun.
No, but she deserved it. But anyway.
No, look, what we did, we brought back Alira. So Alira
Yep.
couldn't train with us, so she couldn't then be selected in the team. But while Sarah Gilchrist is away, Alira's been basically filling in. I think it'll come to now with injuries and what other
Yeah.
opportunity there might be, whether Alira stays.
Yeah.
And when Sarah comes back, I don't think there'll be any doubt she'll be on the court. We've also got Kerry who can come on and off depending how she feels about the game, but I think it's more about our shooters and defenders at the moment and what we do with that in the longer term. So without talking about me, I think there's going to be an adjustment period with me coming in goals in the next week or two, and that will be,
Which
how
I
we
don't think
train.
you'd be too upset by that, Jen?
No, look, I don't mind. I think it's more that, what is it actually going to mean then in terms of how the defensive structures work, because we've had to now put people like Bree, who normally could come up in attack and play centre or wing attack, into wing defence, because Claire would then drop back into keeper or goal defence. So if I was there, that would give us a bit more. So it's all that stuff in netball, and I think...
Do you know what? You're lucky as a team you have that depth.
We do.
That you can actually do that with your players.
Can't hurt to qualify those extra players
That's exactly
either
right,
if you are in
Michelle.
finals, because you can
That's
have
right.
12 on the bench, so why not have 12 on the bench?
But we've just got to get there in the first place. So
Exactly.
you're right, and I just think,
hard.
absolutely fight hard, and hopefully we're hoping to have a training session this week, which I don't think was planned, but I will be taking that myself, so see how that goes.
Well, listen, Jen, good luck with the following
Thank you.
of the last 4 games. Good luck to Belpost. Well, have a good week off today. Have a good rest, go out and spy on all those other players. And thank you so much for coming
No
in.
problem at all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back after the break.